everybody. Welcome to our live of the week. We have yet again another interview. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cheta. I am Dr. Una's first daughter, first favorite daughter. Got to put it like that. And I am the current head of the EntreMD merch division. That's entremd.com/merch to get your merch today. And today, I have the honor and the privilege of interviewing maybe one of my favorite doctors inside of the business school. And this is Auntie Tolu. So please go ahead and introduce yourself and we're going to get started.
Awesome. First of all, Cheta, I'm impressed with you. Good to see you. Virtual hugs as always. I'm Dr. Olabintan. I'm CEO, co-founder of Living Spring Family Medical Center in the beautiful city of Mansfield, Texas, not too far from Dallas, where we help our patients live long and well because we believe the quality of life is just as important as the quantity of life. I'm a foodie, a Christian, a mama, a wifey, and all the things. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Okay.
I am so glad to have you. Okay, so let's dive in. First question. What is your favorite merch and why?
Yeah, so I like a lot of the merch, but my favorite is the frog stickers because I can put them anywhere. The shirt, I have to wash them. Yeah, so this one I don't have to. I can put it on I have it on my laptop. I have one on my desk, and I have for the staff. Yep, I have for the staff as well. So they're all familiar with what frogs are, frog eating beans. We're now all familiar with it. It was not something we now know what that means because I don't think anyone wants to eat frogs.
Yeah.
Some do, I don't know.
Okay. So that's the I Eat Frogs all day, everyday merch. We have it in stickers, t shirts, hoodies, all of the things. So you can scan the QR code to get yours, or you can go to entremd.com/merch to get your merch today. Okay. So you mentioned that, everybody knows what eating frogs means and that nobody actually wants to eat a live frog. But I am going to ask you, for the people who may not know, what does it mean to eat frogs? Like, what does it mean to you?
So when I first saw the book, I was like, who the heck would pick like why would like you could say eat chicken, like eat that chicken, like no, it says eat that frog, and I was like interesting. As I would read the book, I was like, oh, so frogs are those things that you don't want to eat, but you know that they give you the most bang for your buck, and they move the needle forward. So they're things that if you did them and you did them well, you could actually achieve some big scary goals. Now, the challenge is that they're hard to eat, hence the frog.
Yeah. They're gross and they're slimy and you never want to do it. But when you do it, it helps you a whole lot. Okay, so in that case, you kind of answered one of the questions I was going to ask you. But how do you think that, like, how do you feel that, like, eating frogs, the frogs that you may have eaten, have helped you, like, contribute to your dream life or your dream business? Like, how do you think they've helped you with that?
So, one of the things about eating frogs is that as you eat frogs, they grow on you, kind of sort of. Now, it's not like yay frogs, but it's like a muscle, like Dr. Una would say, you grow muscle, you could use it, so the more frogs you eat, the easier it is to eat the next frog, and so you become a frog eating champ. And so, what frog eating has done for me has helped me focus on the major and less on the minor. It's let me stop deceiving myself. Because you know how you have 10 things, you have 10 things to do, and you know that if you did the two, it would it would be the most efficient use of the day. But if you did the eight, you could check off 8 things, and that would be 8 dopamine hits. So, doing this and learning how to eat the frog and encouraging people around you to eat the frog and reminding yourself why you got to eat the frog has helped me not delude myself into success. It said this is the price. Frog to get successful, you got to eat more frogs than not. And so it's helped me know what the frogs are, to know how to eat it. Sometimes I ask team members and people around me to help me eat it too, so I don't got to eat the whole chunk of it. It also helped me recognize what those frogs are and why I should eat them. So it's not easy, but it's doable. That's life. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think I had that with my schoolwork this week. This was like one of the last semesters that I have. This week is the last semester, and so I usually only have schoolwork due on Mondays, but I have it schoolwork due on Mondays and on Fridays. So I'm like, oh, you know what? It's okay. I'll just do everything later. But then like halfway through the week and I was going over the type of questions I was going to ask you, I was like, it would be wise for me to start working on this ahead. That way I'm not, like stressed on Friday, which I'm not because I did all of the work ahead.
There you go.
So another question, what are some of the frogs that you've had to, eat in your business? Like, what are some, if you don't mind sharing the specifics, but what kind of frogs are those?
Whew. Um, Hiring, like taking the time to hire help. It's a frog, and a lot of times it's easier to just the next like whoever walks in the door like yeah sure I'll take you versus doing the work of kind of telling the person or screening the people or putting out questions that would help sift out the ones that sure wouldn't be a good fit. So the work of hiring has been one. I would say training. That was a big frog I ate so far this year. The return on investment, but training, my goodness, my goodness. Oh yeah, it was a frog, and I put some ketchup with it, so it made it a little edible. So I had it, videoed, like recorded, so that way all of it wasn't on me. I looked at some of the other trainings I've done over the course of the last few years, and so I didn't have to do everything from scratch. I just revamped certain things, but training was a big frog. Um, Another one was letting go of a team member that was not a good fit. I didn't like that frog, but I did it. I ate it.
So in terms of, all the ones that you just mentioned, what would be like the hardest one to do, like out of all of them? And why was it the hardest?
I think the firing, because number one, it's a reflection on you as a leader. Like, why did you not know that they were not a good fit from the get go? And obviously, you're cutting off their well, no more money, so that no one likes to do. I don't think anyone is like, yay, I get fired today. I'm not sure everybody feels that way, but it's also a reflection on me as a leader. What systems can I put in place? There was some mind drama around it too. Feeling bad about it, but understanding I had to wear big yellow panties and do what's best for the team as opposed to for me, I maybe could have accommodated, but for the team and for where we're going, the person had to go. You know.
So how do you, I want to see how I put this question, but it was one that just came to my mind. You have a team, right? So how do you teach them like how to eat frogs, or how do you delegate the frog eating to them?
Um, One of the things that's really helpful is to let people kind of in on why you think the way you do, and also telling them why it's important for them. So for me, the book "Eat That Frog" by Brian Tracy. It was Christmas gifts for all the team members last year. It was part of that. It was not the only gift because I'm sure they were like, "What the heck?" But it was part of the Christmas gifts for all the team members last year. So we're reading together as a team, and so everyone gets to kind of pick a chapter. Everyone is assigned a chapter, and you're supposed to talk about what you learned from it, what you plan to implement in your role based on it. And so people are like, "Oh, I see what you're saying." Um, I remember one when we asked in the book. They asked a question that um, when you have 10 things to do and 9 are easy to get off your list, and there's this one that is really hard but would make the most, which one do you pick? Almost everyone was like, oh yeah, check off the others, and then they were shocked to see that that was the wrong answer. And so it was like learning, okay, what's your 20%? So it's letting them get in your head a little bit. I would say secondly, also tell them why it's important for them. When you have people sold into how it's beneficial to them, then they're more likely to do it. So I say when you do this, you're more efficient in your role, you're more marketable, and it's hard to want to let you go because you're doing the things that actually make the biggest impact in your role. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, and then spell it out. Tell them what the 20% is. Sometimes they could use help with that. So that's those three things I would say have been very helpful.
Okay. And so you mentioned, everyone in your team read the book and you read the book as well. So I would like to pick your brain a little bit. What
Okay.
was your, let's say, your biggest aha moment from reading the book? Like, what was the one thing that's like, oh my goodness?
So it's so interesting. I read the book multiple times, and each time I've read it, it was a different thing that jumped out. The most recent one is I've got to update my 20%. When you grow or your capacity has changed, then the level of 20% needs to change. So I had stayed in my regular 20% that I've been doing for the past few years, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is no longer 20%. Now it's an 80%. So I need to up level, and of course that shift is the discomfort because those earlier 20% were easy. Now it's like I can do it in my sleep, or I can wake up and do it. But now, when I really audited what I was doing, I was like, wow, okay, time for a change. And that's where it was a bigger frog, it was a different frog. And so I had to get used to it. But I got my fork and knife, I was ready.
Okay. So I think I did, you kind of talked about a little bit your initial reaction, but when you heard about eating the frogs, was there ever a time where you were hesitant to do it? Like, okay, I know this is what I need to do, but I don't know that I want to do it.
Yeah, are you kidding me? But like I would come in like I would so I have this routine of where I have my calendar on my phone. I have someone who sends me what my to do things are, but I know my phone is a distraction, so I'll put the calendar here so I know what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes I act like it's not there. Like, oh, okay, oh, okay, here's this email I really need to send, or oh, I really need to respond to that message so that, and then um, it becomes you're deceiving yourself. So I'm like, okay, I don't feel like doing things today. Maybe my 20% today is to go home and rest because there's no point dilly dallying. So sometimes I'll adjust. I'm like, okay, you know what, I need rest, so I'll go home and rest or ask if somebody can help me with this, so it's not so big a frog. But there have been times where I would walk in here and find something else to intentionally distract me from doing the 20% I know I should do. Yes.
Okay. So then when that hesitation or that urge to distract yourself comes, how do you overcome that?
I realized that if I don't eat it today, I have to eat it tomorrow. So I'm like, ooh, okay. So for instance, my notes. I don't like doing my notes. I love seeing pictures, but the typing and the coding and all the crap. I'm like, so last week I decided to focus enough to finish my notes and not have to wait for a team member to help me put it in. I have someone who can help me do that, but it drags the process. And I updated my system such that it's more seamless for the notes to go in using AI. I finished my notes. It freed up my weekend. Like Sunday mornings when I'm praying, sometimes I'm signing my notes and praying, oh Lord, blah, 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 and I'm like signing my notes. I didn't have to do that. I loved it. I really liked it. I was like, oh, I can have my Sunday mornings back. And my car ride. Because sometimes in the car, I would I'll do a little I Uber a lot so I can do my notes so I can maximize my time. I'm like, I can actually sit there and listen to music or listen to a podcast. I enjoy listening to podcasts. I'm like, I get to. So now that I know what the reward is for doing it, girl, guess what? Today, my notes are signed. Today. Like I saw patients before I saw you, and my notes are done. Because I see the return on investment, and it's like, if you don't do it, guess what you're going to have to do? So I aligned. My why.
Yeah,
My why. My why.
that's good. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a few questions about the business school. So number one, how did you hear about it?
I love your mama. So, it was a friend of mine. I'm gonna give her a shout out, Dr. Chiago Nonu. We and her go way back, like to pre-married days. And so she saw her love and respect. And I'm looking and I'm seeing her step on platforms that knowing her, she usually wouldn't. She's a reserved person, introvert. And I'm like, hold up. And one of the things I've known that I've learned is that when people are doing well, don't hate on them. Learn from them. So I started to watch, like, who the heck is she? Who's she following? And I asked her, and she told me Dr. Una. So I started following Dr. Una. I'm like, oh, I like this woman. She's amazing, and she does a lot of gives a lot of free content online. I'm like, I'm just gonna do that. And then COVID came, decided we're gonna open a business, and then I realized that my biggest investment. I'm thankful for the thought progression because then after that it was my biggest investment is in myself. When I'm up leveled, everything around me improves. And so I saw the business school. It was a live event. Dr. Kaufman was there. Caroline Moyers. I heard them speak. Dr. F. Khan. I'm like, oh my God, they sound awkward like me. Like I'm in good company. So that was November 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm veteran. Yeah, I'm a big girl. That's yeah. I'm grown up in the class. So I've been there since, and now I'm in the scale um, version of the school, the business school.
Okay, that's really good. So how has the Entree Business School helped you in your journey of eating frogs? Like I know that's where you heard about it, but how has it been a help to you in that?
Interesting. I've heard about eating frog before.
Never mind.
But the application of it, girl, like even John Maxwell, I've read his books. The application of it now, because I have upgraded as a person. So the biggest thing with the school, when everybody's eating frogs with you, what? You're more likely to eat frogs. See, I'll share this story with you, Cheta, because I love you and I want you because I want you to ooze and get stuff from this conversation too. I had a patient tell me one day, like, Doc, how do you stay so put together and grounded? Like you're doing so much. And I was about to be like, well, my personality. I heard a caution, the Holy Spirit behind, like, oh, calm down now. It's the systems in place. It's the people I'm surrounded with. It's the things I'm surrounded with. It's containers I immerse myself in. EBS is a powerful container. Yeah. And in the group, one of the things that helped me also is allowing myself to go through the process, because you can join the group and just choose to watch and observe and see if magically things will just fall into place. You have to engage. And so in the school, we have a bunch of frog eating business owners who are trying to disrupt the world for good. And so it's and Dr. Una's mentorship. My God, she leads by example. And so even by osmosis, you catch something. Mhm.
That's good. That's really good. Okay, so now what would you say to the person who's trying to eat this very big frog of joining the Entree Business School? Like for them, that's their frog. So what would you say to that person?
Um, so the frog is linked to a dream. The frog is linked to a burden in your heart. Because if that's not there, yeah. So for me, opening a practice is a calling. It's like that restlessness. Like, you know how you get a little uneasy, there's something you should be doing, not irritability. Like, there's a restlessness, like I feel like there's something more. So that was it for me. And so if the frog is tied to a dream or burning desire in your heart, my goodness, we're already in May 2025. Time is going. So you might as well start. One of the things that you will benefit from joining the class is that you will meet people at different stages. People who don't even have a business idea. People just know that there's something more. I want to be in a cocoon where they can have that explored. So, if that's you, boy, girl, I mean, ma'am, dude, whatever, yeah, what are you waiting for? My gosh, time is a gift. And so now, now is the appointed time. And you get me as a classmate. I mean, come on, it's fun.
I think that would be a definite perk having a Titolu as a classmate. Okay, so last, I'm not gonna say last question. I do have another one after this, but where can people find you? People want to, get to know you more and more about your story. Where can they find you?
So you can find me on Facebook, Tolulope Olabintan. You can also find me on the web, www.livingspringmedicals.com. There's a link to email Dr. O, and you could do that as well. I'm also on Instagram, dr underscore Olabintan MD, I think, and on YouTube. Just Google me, you'll find the things. Tolulope Olabintan. Yeah.
Okay, so last question. What has been your favorite frog to eat? I did what was your hardest frog, but what has been your favorite frog to eat?
Mentoring. Mentoring my team. It used to be like, good Lord, every time I'm not going to say this, but um, people are watching, people are listening. Like just today, I put a post earlier. A team member of mine. has been walking, drinking more water. During lunch, she's taking walks. So she was listening to the things I say. I think I'm saying just to patients, but um, mentoring team members. So it's a way of training, but not it's a fun way to train. So that's a fun frog. Yeah.
Okay. That I don't see now for me with people I mentor, I don't know that that sounds like a fun fog to me. I think that might be my hardest one. But yeah, yeah. But like I love people, but mentoring them is a whole nother thing. That's
You're great for it. But you know what's so interesting? Remember yourself before. When I look back at some of the way I used to think, I'm like, oh, thank God for mentors. Like I laugh at some of the I'll be like, how the heck was I thinking that? What the-" So I have to remind myself that I was once one of them.
yeah.
Yeah, scary.
I definitely feel like that about my mother. Anytime she gives me a correction, I'm like, oh, praise. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so it has been very fun interviewing you. And we're show the merch one more time. It's entremd.com/merch to get your merch today. Our merch of the week has been I eat frogs all day, every day, and twice on Sunday because they are slimy and they're disgusting, but you definitely need them to reach the best of your potential. So it has been fun interviewing you, and